Okay, round one, we've got the choice. We'll play first. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's a great looking hand. We get to go Leaping Master into Instigator, into potentially Tormenting Voice or Arc Lightning. The options are great. The turn progression is great. Distribution is great. Even if we get flooded, we've got the Tormenting Voice to help alleviate that. I do like this hand quite a bit. The old Aven Skirmisher. All right. Don't mind seeing that since we have an Arc Lightning. Certainly wouldn't mind him playing another creature on turn 2 that I can kill. Attacking. That would indicate to me that there's a 2-drop creature, which I would say is good news. Or he's just willing to go 1 for 2. I guess that's okay as well. Get in for 2. Drop the old Instigator. Make the best use of our mana. And passa el turno. See if he finds the forest. Or if it's just more of a white thing. Forest. Okay. Well, certainly wouldn't mind seeing a morph, since that would be some pretty good value for us. Still attacking. I guess a Horde Chief would be pretty annoying. So yes, I would like to see a morph here above all else. Gotta wait till that post-combat. They're still in damage phase. Ah, alright. We get some pretty good value here. Frontier Mastodon seems a bit awkward alongside Skirmisher. Wonder if we're playing against the straight-up green-white beats. Could be. Trumpet Blast. Alright, let's do what we came here to do. Get in for some damage. The next creature we're likely stealing with Jeering Instigator. Yes. All right. So we'll steal that. Get in for some more damage. Oh, we don't even have to show it yet. Well, let's do the Instigator, since he could technically steal the kill the Instigator, and then I'd only get 1 Act of Treason effect. This way, I get a guaranteed Act of Treason next turn, in case I need it. Goes up to 7 life, which is actually significant. Let's see what the follow-up play is. What do we got? Hopefully it's just a morph. Jeez, my opponent's in some trouble now. We get to steal Longshot Squad, show lethal, force our opponent to likely block the Leaping Master. We've done a lot with 3 lands this game. I'll say that. We have done a lot with 3 lands. That block does not make sense. I mean, I understand you're trying to protect yourself, but I would say trading off, getting rid of a Leaping Master, making the trade there, leaving me with just a Jeering Instigator against your Longshot Squad, I think would be better, even though it would put you at 2 life. Ooh, Warden of the First Tree is a pretty good one. There's some lifelink involved with that little fella. Does not currently have the mana to turn into a 3/3 as well as give trample and lifelink, so I think that we're just going to crash in and likely Trumpet Blast. Yeah, I think we just crash in and Trumpet Blast. I could have dashed there, but I don't think that's actually better. Well, that's going to hurt. Well, now it's not really worth it to do the Trumpet Blast, I don't think. So I guess now my opponent's got the mana to pump it and make it a 3/3 lifelink. Well, it's going to pose some difficulties. I think what I'm going to do after my Leaping Master dies is Tormenting Voice, discarding Trumpet Blast, and then put out Mardu Scout. That way my opponent can't really comfortably attack with the Warden without trading. Well, we have to hit a land off the Tormenting Voice, but I am banking on hitting a land here, I guess. So let's discard the, I think, Trumpet Blast, because I still got a couple creatures I could play. Trumpet Blast is good, but we got to find some lands here. Alright, so we got the land. Let's play the Mardu Scout and pass. So this way, if my opponent pumps the Warden, I've got the blocks for it. So he's still not in a great position to attack. If I get one more land now, I can at least Pyrotechnics, which takes this off the threat list. Well, what am I talking about? I just kill my opponent. Depending on if they attack, of course. All right. Another throttle. Top deck throttle, no less. Unless, I don't think that was sitting in their hand still. Maybe it was. Could have drawn a land, I guess. All right. So we just need a land for the win. Otherwise, I guess we just play a Summit Prowler, which is still acceptable. I'll take land for the win. All right, opponent almost had a comeback there. It's a pretty good comeback opportunity. The back-to-back throttles really cost me quite a bit. But I would say our back-to-back active treasons were a bit more devastating. So Excellent start for us there. Opponent's got a good deck, though. Warden of the First Tree is not an easy card to beat in the mid-game. I will say that. Trample Life, I've gotten to play this card before, and it is pretty fantastic. Just based on the Skirmisher, I'm feeling all right. That's not that great of a card against us, although we do have some X1s early on, so make some early trades perhaps. But Throttle is, it's decent against us. Kills everything in our deck. It's just getting to 5 mana, possibly an issue. Saw a Morph, saw a 3-2. I would say a 3-2 is much worse for our opponent against us. 2-3 would be much better against us. Longshot Squad is certainly decent against us, but you can come up with some solutions for that. Don't really have much in terms of sideboard options. We only have 2 actual mono red cards. So yes, unless I'm sideboarding into a color, we really don't have a sideboard plan, which is in fact another shortcoming of the old mono red deck, but that's okay. Let's go to game 2 and see if we can get as fortunate as we were in game 1. All right, excellent distribution again. I'm going to keep it. Obviously, the main issue, we don't have a 2-drop, but we have an Arc Lightning, which in my opinion certainly makes this a keep. All right, no Mythic on turn 1. That's a good sign. Instigator is a fine draw. I don't know how likely I am to... don't know how likely it is that... I'm going to play it on turn 2. It doesn't seem... I mean, it seems okay. I'm debating it. I think the major issue of why I don't want to play it on turn 2 is I'm on the draw. Oh, Death Dealer's pretty good. I still feel like I'm going to find an opportunity to kill the Death Dealer, but that makes me a little more likely to want to... Yeah, all right. I'm going to play the Instigator now. I didn't have to do this, but considering I just drew an awesome 3-drop dash creature and I have an Arc Lightning, it just feels okay. It also possibly makes my opponent timid about the attack, perhaps. My opponent's got a good deck. Death Dealer and that Warden of the First Tree or whatever. See your rare with my rare. His or her rare. I mean, it's June, yeah. So maybe it's a girl, and it's a woman avatar. So let's assume it's a girl. I see her Rakshasa Death Dealer with my Jeering Instigator. No blocks. All right. Am I going to be worrying about Abzan guides? Perhaps. At some point I will. Could steal it right now and see what it is. Kind of want to arc Lightning here, though. Could also Heel Cutter and Lava Axe. The old turn 3 Lava Axe. Gotta love that. Could also... I think I'm pretty tempted to actually Heel Cutter this turn. Pretty tempted to just Heel Cutter this turn and get in for 5. So Lava Axe my opponent. Could also... I feel like I don't need to Arc Lightning now, because more than likely, it's what? Abzan Guide, War Behemoth, something that unmorphs at 5. Even though Arc Lightning now is pretty good on the Death Dealer, I feel like I'm going to find opportunities to kill Death Dealer. I'm probably going to have keep my opponent in a position where they're going to have to tap some mana and play some spells. I think next turn is the turn I want to Arc Lightning, and I think I'm going to do it on the Morph just to make sure I don't have to deal with Abzan Guide. So let's just dash out a Heel Cutter and get in for 5. The beatdown continues. So we're in for a race. Opponent is currently ahead. Hoping for a 1 toughness guy. Alright, not 1 toughness, but that's okay. We're going to kill the Morph. Oh, lucky me. Look at that. We're definitely killing the Morph, because we have to make sure that... Like I said, cannot easily beat an Abzan Guide, so let's take it out before it's a problem. Turned out to just be a Witness of the Ages, but still took out 2 creatures for 1 card, which I'm okay with. We're leaving back the Instigator to block the Grizzly. Our opponent could throttle, I suppose, but I'll accept that. Certainly don't want to take 10 damage here, although that could easily happen. No blocks. Are we getting pumped here? Okay. Keeping up the regen. Oh, we got a follow-up play as well. Morph. Hopefully that's not the guide. Fifth land, so options are Shrieker, Summit Prowler, Heel Cutter, I think we're going to play a Summit Prowler here. I feel like it blocks, or at least if that's an Abzan Guide, my opponent maybe wants to keep it back. Maybe I find an opportunity next turn to Active Treason plus Teamer Battle Rage for the win, even if it is a Abzan Guide. I mean, if it is an Abzan Guide, my opponent at least has to spend all of their mana to unmorph it, thereby cannot pump the Death Dealer. All right, I'm just going to trade with the Grizzly and let the damage go through. If it is, in fact, an Abzan guide, we'll probably act plus Teamer Battle Rage, which I don't think is lethal, but it's something. I mean, it's very easily Abzan guide. It's a common. I don't know how it could not be. I don't know why you would be confident with an attack if it wasn't an Abzan guide, I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right, interesting. So maybe just not paying it in order to have the mana to, I see. So if I were to steal something, well, it doesn't really feel like a good stealing situation now. Could play the Heel Cutter. Could actually play the Canyon Lurkers as well. Let's see. Unmorph, attack with everything, trade. I'm going to play Lurker here for full value. This might seem strange, but I have powerful effects like Teamer Battle Rage. I still have a hunch this is an Abzan guide, but I suppose we shall find out. No one morphs. That's interesting. So I could have Active Treason, the Death Dealer or Morph last turn. I guess the Death Dealer would have been the only one. And then Teamer Battle Rage my Prowler, but I wouldn't have only been able to get in for 10, and I would have died on backswing. So I don't like that play. Basically, I need to find something worth Teamer Battle Raging besides Canyon Lurkers here. I mean, if this is a War Behemoth, I feel like I still take the Morpheer, because if it's a War Behemoth, he gets too good of a creature that I don't want him to have. If it's a Abzan Guide, I guess I do want to trade, but I also want to steal it and Teamer Battle Rage with it to gain a bunch of life. Unyielding Krumar, that's interesting. And you can't regen Death Dealer. That's really interesting. So we're up to 6 mana now. What can I do? I can play the Shrieker, bring my opponent to 10. I can Active Treason plus Heel Cutter. Yeah, that's pretty brutal. Active Treason on Krumar plus Heel Cutter, which is 9, 12, 15 damage, which means you have to chump block. You get Krumar and Death Dealer back, though, which means you can pump and kill me on the backswing. So that's not going to work. I can Active Treason, Krumar, Swing Team. If no blocks, Teamer Battle Rage for the win. I think that actually might be the best play. Or is it for the win? I guess that's the real question here. Let me think. Active Treason, Krumar, Swing Team. We get in for 12. Let's say my opponent blocks nothing. Well, then I definitely win. If my opponent blocks one guy on the Lurkers, say the Morph or the Death Dealer, I Battle Rage. I get in for 8, 12, 15. Yeah, it's still lethal if he only does one block. If he does 2 blocks, I still kill them both. That is certainly the right move. Not, I'm trying to think of what my opponent's best block against a Temur Battle Rage would even be. And I'm not sure, as a matter of fact. Definitely blocking there. All right, well, we're going to Battle Rage. Get some double strike in action here. Which is, in fact, lethal. It was a Woolly Loxodon. Now that is interesting. So my opponent did not even have the mana. My opponent did not have the mana to unmorph that entire time. Well, you could have fooled me. That was a pretty brave attack with the Loxodon, wasn't it? I feel like my opponent attacked with the Loxodon into my Summit Prowler. And I took the bluff on that, so. All right, well, deck played very well for us. We'll see if we can be as fortunate in rounds 2 and 3.